Do you want to know the oblates?
Discover our life and mission.
Join us!
I asked them whether they will permit me. So immediately, right after that, I packed my things and then go to Cotabato City without any knowledge of Mindanao during that time, because I grew up in Manila. I studied there, so therefore it is very hard for me to go to Mindanao. You know, you go somewhere where you are not familiar with. I'm Father Marciano R. Andres, OMI, and I was born in Tondo, Manila. Studied there until I reached up college. Actually, my initial ambition is to become a doctor. So I studied preparatory medicine already. My family, my father, both of them were already deceased. You know? My father's name is Benjamin Andres, and my mother is Lazara, the female of Lazaro. She got her name from Saint Lazarus, Lazara Rivera. I have 7 siblings. I'm the 5th child, but out of eight, I'm the 5th. The 7 of us were all male, and only one sister. An oblate priest came to our school, and then he gave a talk about vocation. And then it was followed up by a recollection of our class. And then he invited us to join the Oblates. So that attracted me, and at the same time also the mission, you know, especially the difficult mission that attracted me to go into the Oblates of Mary Immaculate particularly. But however, you know, I did not enter immediately because I was caught on some kind of a dilemma whether I pursue my medical ambition or religious life. But however, you know, one day during the middle of the school year, the Oblate Vocation Director visited our house and talked to my parents without my presence. So when I arrived, my parents talked to me and told me about it. I asked them whether they will permit me. So immediately, right after that, I packed my things and then go to Cotabato City without any knowledge of Mindanao during that time, because I grew up in Manila. I studied there, so therefore it's very hard for me to go to Mindanao. You know, you go somewhere where you are not familiar with. And so I went and I studied for 2 years at the juniorate. After I studied 2 years at the juniorate, I went out again. You know, I work in a school. I'm already a graduate of AB Philosophy during that time. I went out and worked in the school as a janitor. You know, I want to experience the life of the lowly, the poor, and so on. Because I grew up without experiencing all those difficulties and all those challenges in the life of the poor people. So I went to the school and then, you know, pretending that I'm not a graduate of philosophy and worked there as a janitor. I was accepted. But you know, when they discovered that I'm already a professional, the management, the administration would like to take me as the executive secretary of the president. I said, no, that's not my purpose here. And that was again the time when I, through the encouragement of my former superior, to go back to the seminary. So I went to the novitiate. Before I came here, definitely I was afraid, you know, because of the stories about the Moros, about the Muslims, you know, about the difficulty of dealing with them. And I thought this is a very pagan place, you know, a place where people will just kill you and eat you or something like that. That is the impression that we have in Manila. You know, that's why I'm very, very much afraid in coming over. But I dared. And, during that time, I think I have already that this spirit of Saint Eugene when he told his men to leave nothing undared. So during that time, I don't know that slogan yet, no? But during that time, I've already tried to come over here with that fear and apprehension. But when I arrived here, I thought it is completely different because it's so peaceful, it's so beautiful. The place is so beautiful like what you can see now around here. This is the atmosphere, this is the environment of Cotabato City. Before I said yes to the call, I call it vocation, I have no hesitation. First and foremost, I'm happy. I'm happy about the life, I'm happy what is going on in the seminary and in myself. So therefore, there is no hesitation for me to commit myself. And what really made me more committed to the vows, especially, it's because I have seen the work of the oblates. I've seen the works of the mission, especially in Sulu and Tawi-Tawi. It becomes a very big challenge for me. This is my life. This is where I will be happy. This is where fulfillment will fill my heart, and so on, And so therefore, because of that attraction to the mission, because of that attraction to really work to the poorest of the poor here in Mindanao, that made me, says, yes, I'm going to make the vow. I have been an oblate for 47 years now already. 47 years, and in the priesthood, I will be going to the 44th year of my ordination. So it's quite a long time already, and I survived. Challenging, but fulfilling. Yeah. So that is my description of the length of time that I spent as a religious for 47 years, and at the same time also for the last 43 years, going to 44 years of my priesthood. I have been challenged for so many times with more difficult situations where I am in or I was in, and that those challenges somehow make me realize that this is my call. This is the way I should serve the Lord. I could remember that I have been assigned in the mission in parishes, several parishes, several parishes since I was ordained, maybe 10 of them or something like that. I've been assigned in the school as a director. Parishes, I've been assigned in Santo Niño Parish in Mitsayap. I have been assigned in St. Joseph Parish in Banisilan. Then after that, in Queenship of Mary Parish in Libac. And then after that, St. Joseph Parish in Magpet. After that, I was assigned in Manila, in Virgen ng Lourdes Parish. Then to Our Lady of Grace Parish also in Caloocan City. And then after that, I was assigned San Isidro Parish or St. Isidore Parish in UP. And then I was assigned also Immaculate Conception Parish in Ikit. Those were the parishes where I was assigned. I've been assigned also in schools, So in those two parishes, I've been the director of the school, the local high school, and then at the same time also I've been chaplains to some schools also, like Notre Dame of Greater Manila. So I have been assigned in those places. Mission abroad, I was not assigned in mission abroad, but only for few months in Our Lady of Lourdes, France. So I've been there. I've been a chaplain to Our Lady of Lourdes, France for 3 months, and then I stayed in Paris for 2 months also, trying to help some of our Filipino overseas contract workers. So I became a chaplain to them for just very short time, but it's very fulfilling and very rewarding for me. Locally, there are lots of challenges in the Philippines, because the time when I was assigned in one of the parish where during the time the former dictator of the Philippines, Ferdinand Marcos, was very oppressive of many workers. I experienced a lot of difficulties there. That's the first time I cried in my life, you know, when I see leaders in the parishes were killed, you know, chapel leaders, prayer leaders, and so on were killed by the military during those times. It's very challenging for me, and you know, even my faith have been challenged by that, no? Because I'm trying to ask the Lord, why is this happening? And it is again going back, you know, the cycle is going back this time. So again, I'm feeling a little pain in my heart about those things that is happening. But you know, greatly, what is more challenging and perhaps difficult is when I was in France, because I have to try my best to speak in French. And at the same time, my audience there international. Yeah, it is challenging in France because, you know, I don't know the language, number one. The only thing I know is English and a little bit of Spanish. But you know, speaking French is very difficult for me. That is necessary because you have to face everyday French people. Although it's an international pilgrimage place, but you know, you have to know the local language. At the same time, I'm living with international people, you know. The chaplaincy house there, where I'm staying, they are made up of Germans, French, Dutch, Italian, Espanol, and all kinds of different languages. It's very challenging for me, but it's also very consoling. And it's also the time when I feel so happy. Could you imagine? All English-speaking people who will come over for confession. That is a very cherished moment in my life, very important, and you know, I was so blessed. Priests from different areas, English-speaking countries, would come over and asking me, could I go for confession with you, Father, and so on. So that is very, very fulfilling for me. And the fact that I have been in a shrine like that where the Blessed Mother appeared to Saint Bernadette and saw even the incorrupt cadaver or remain of Saint Bernadette in Nevers, in Nevers, France, you know, that is I'm very, very happy about that. The 3 months and 2 months in Paris is like compared to 5 years, no, for me. Yeah. Priesthood for me is a commitment. It is something that is, you know, as if I found gold in my life. So never mind the other, you know, it's like the pearl with, how do you call that? A pearl with precious pearl that I found. Vocation for me, priesthood for me is a call, a commitment until the Father will take me back. Well, to the young people of today, you see me, look at me. I am alive, I am existing. For the past 43 years of my priesthood, no regret at all, no regret at all. I'm happy, and I have been religious after I took my first vows for the past 47 years. So the invitation it is everlasting, you know. So I invite all of you, young people today. It is a very challenging life, yes. It could be difficult for those people who will not accept it, but for those people who takes it as part of life, so I invite you. You can end up like me at the end, you know. And I've never regretted choosing religious life, priestly life, until this time, and I guess even up to the grave. What keeps me going today is the fact that, you know, even though how challenging and more difficult life is, now is terrible because of the pandemic. And I've been challenged because I'm in charge of a grotto, a shrine here in Cotabato. And could you imagine, we don't have any generate income at all for the past 5 months already. It's a very difficult situation. So in other words, if the people all over the world is experiencing the difficulty of this pandemic, I am one of them. But I would never give up. I will still continue. I'm still struggle no matter what, you know. And that's what we are doing here. We are trying our best. We are trying to go on and continue. Let us fight and let us struggle, you know, in the name of Jesus.
Please don't forget to like and subscribe
To our YouTube channel,
Oblate TV.